Welcome back to Suppress Nation. This week we got a very cool suppressor coming to us from the guys at Griffin Arms. This is the Smokey. This may be one of the coolest presentations I've ever seen. I opened the box and I'm like, it's like a little mini coffin sitting inside. But there she is, has like a gold writing on the front, and then you open her up and there she reveals. There she is, the Griffin Arms Smokey. Very cool. Also inside the box, you have their business card, and you have a 5/8 and a 1/2 inch muzzle device. The Smokey is 3D printed out of M23 surgical grade titanium, and it is Cerakoted in black. It does have a little bit of a different shape than what we're used to, but they say it's not just for look, this is actually for function. Now the shape of the Smokey was done intentional. They say they get more of a cooling surface with the flats here, and also you get 10.3% more internal volume with having this shape. The Smokey measures in at 6 inches long. From the widest point to widest point, we're looking at 1 7/8 of an inch. And then weight, we're looking at 9.8 ounces. Using their mount, we're coming in at 10.7 ounces. Now, I, like you, are probably used to more of a round suppressor, but I did notice playing with it a little bit, I can get it pretty snug on the gun off and break it off pretty easy with having these wrench flats. It's like these little pieces right here on the corners. They fit your hand really well, so you're able to get the suppressor on tight and pop it off pretty easy. Another feature that they said, just in case you're out in the woods hunting, and like this is a light suppressor, so probably be a really good suppressor to hunt with. If you did happen to fall or something and you got some mud or some type of debris in the suppressor and you couldn't fully clear it, they said that you can wedge this into a tree and help pop it off your gun pretty easy. So that's just something else that they thought about when doing a lot of outdoor activities or hunting. Just an easy removal just in case something does get in the suppressor. As you can see right here on the back side, this version is not hub compatible. They will be working on another version, and they do have their own proprietary mount. This is a tapered design with threads. Now the ports are used to reduce recoil and also back pressure. They use vents that comes off of the blast chamber to vent up and around, so you still get a very good sound with it, but you also get a reduction in back pressure because of the way it's designed with the vents that run up and pour out. Now we are going to be limited to the guns that we can use because this does have to have a 1/2 inch by 28 threaded barrel. So because it's not hub mount, I'm not going to be able to shoot the AKs, but I do have 2 different ARs we're going to run it on. Might grab something else if the upper comes in time. We'll be able to throw another gun in the mix. But we also have a Tavor here that we're going to be shooting on. So interested to see how she's going to perform. But there she is, the Griffin Arms manufacturing Smokey. Let's get out to the range and shoot it. So up first we got the 16-inch AR. This is untuned. This is unsuppressed. We'll put 2 rounds down range. Let you hear how it sounds, and then we'll drop the Smokey on it. So now we got the Smokey on the end. We're gonna put 5 rounds down range, see how it sounds, and that way you can have a little bit of a comparison between suppressed and unsuppressed. So now we're gonna check the blowback on the Smokey, see how she does. Definitely get a little bit of blowback to your face. I can smell it coming right here under the charging handle. Definitely feeling it with this gun. But there she is, the Smokey on the 16-inch gun. Now we got the 16-inch 5.56. This has the rifle speed gas block. We do have it set at setting number 8. We'll put 2 rounds down range. Let's see how she sounds. All right, now we got the rifle speed gas block set at setting number 6. Let's see exactly where we're going to hit at. Go back to 5. So very comfortable shoot at setting number 5. So it does have a little bit less back pressure than some of the other cans that we're shooting, and all the brass is shooting right between 3 and 4 o'clock right there for us. All right, now we still got it on setting number 5. We're gonna let it shoot real fast, real quick, see what type of blowback we're getting with a tuned gun. We do have the Century manufacturing charging handle in the rear, but let's see what she does. Yes, I started to get gassed out a little bit there at the end. At the beginning it was completely fine, but once we got back to probably 22, 23 rounds there, those last 7 was definitely throwing some gas back in my face. Plus it's fun to shoot. Now I got the rifle speed gas block setting to number 3. I'm just going to see if we can get enough gas to come through the system. Cut it back just a little bit more of what's coming through it, just so I don't get as much coming to the face. Like I said, it's not horrible. I'm not getting like gassed out, but it is like gas stacking, and then towards the end of the mag, you're definitely starting to feel it. So I didn't put like 10 or 15 rounds in it. I just want to see if it'll still cycle down lower. Nope. So that's 3. Let me go back to 4. All right, so 4. Nope. So we gotta go to 5. I think that one did eject though. All right, so I took them all. So setting number 5 seems to be as low as I can go with it. Still have it cycling. So I could probably speed up the cyclet rate if I bumped it. You know what? Let's try it. All right, we got the gas setting back up to number 12. I got this thing wide open. I just want to see if it's going to pick up the cyclet rate any and see exactly what she does. All right, here we go. Oh yeah, she's a lot faster. So that shows you when you tune it back to get less gas, it's definitely working here with the gas system with the rifle speed gas block. So you can tune it the way you want it, which type of gas that you want coming back to the face. I like the less gas, so I like it setting back on setting number 5 there. But if you want to shoot fast, just turn it back up real quick. All right, so up next we'll shoot the Tavor 2 rounds down range unsuppressed. Huge thank you goes out to the guys at IWI for sending this out to the channel. Now we have Tavor to add to the mix, all the different suppressor videos that we have. Definitely interested to see how this thing performs gas wise. I have seen that they have said that there's gas that comes out around here at the top, and that there's usually gas that leaks around here on these. So I've heard suppressing these, you can definitely get some gas back to the face. So I'm very interested to see how the Tavor performs with different suppressors. But here she is, 2 rounds down range. Now she is freshly lubed up. This is the first shots through the Tavor, so let's see how she does. Okay, so I definitely see exactly what they're saying. So feels like the smoke is literally coming out right through this section right here, and it goes right into the eyes. And it's not like it's being pushed back into your face shooting slow, but it's just like a slow, you can almost feel it like just spiraling up there. But let's shoot it fast right here into the berm and see what we get. See what type of sound we get with it real quick. That's not bad at all. Definitely got a little bit of an action right here, but it's not, I wasn't sure if I was gonna get a loud port pop with the port being right here, but honestly, that's not bad at all. So shooting a Tavor is definitely a different experience. The gas with the ARs is usually like a jet stream right here to your face. It seems like the gas on this is coming right out of here. So you're feeling it more down here in the face, but you do feel it coming right out of here. But it's not horrible. It's not like just pounding me in the face right here. It's more just like a slow seep here, and then the jet stream is coming from down here with that. But there she is. That's the Smokey on the Tavor. Well guys, the other upper that I was hoping was going to show up did not show up, so we're going to shoot the LMT 10.5, put 1 round down range, and then we'll throw that Smokey on. Great day. That thing is loud, boy. Now we got the Smokey on the end. We're going to put 5 rounds down range, then we'll put a couple rounds right here into the berm, see what type of gas I'm getting coming back through the system. But here she is with the Smokey on the end. Let me put one. That's not bad at all. It has a nice deep tone to it. That sounds really good. All right, put a couple rounds right here into the berm. So you notice like a little trickle of gas coming out. So with running the Century manufacturing charging handle, you don't get that jet stream to your face, but it seems like it's leaking more around the receivers on all the different guns. So you don't get that jet stream to your face. It's more like a slow, just a seep that comes up. So as I'm right here on the gun, I can just feel it just kind of like a slow spiral just lifting up into your nose. So that's not bad at all. I think that was only like 20 rounds. But let's grab a couple more mags. We're going to swap lowers and shoot it real fast. Now we swap lowers so we can shoot a little bit faster. This is a 10.5 inch barrel. This does have a Superlative Arms piston system in it. It does run the Century manufacturing charging handle in the rear. So this thing does really help with gas. I noticed in the 16-inch guns, towards the end of the mag, it started gas stacking a little bit, so I did get more back to my face. So we're going to shoot it here with the 10.5 and see exactly what this does now. Oh. Oh, now we're having problems. So I do have this thing set up for the LMT, so this does have less back pressure than the LMT, so I'm not getting full cycling. We're going to swap out the buffer real quick, and then we'll try it again. That's much better. All right, we're going to do one more mag, see how that does. There you go. Absolutely no gas back to my face. All right, now normally I've been running this lower with the 16s, and I've had a H4 in it. So I've dropped it all the way back down to a carbine buffer in the back. Just want to see if it'll run. If not, I'm gonna try the H1 real quick. So just didn't pick up the next round. It locked back on me. Let me see. Should I? Yeah, let's try it. So it's still, so that's just a little bit too fast. So probably need to go with the H1 if I'm gonna run this right here. Like I said, I usually just run this with my LMT lower, but definitely got to go to probably a H1 to get this system the way it's set up to run reliably. Now, with shooting that thing fast, I literally felt nothing. I didn't even get the whiff that I've been feeling down through here. So shooting it slow, it definitely lets something trickle out. Like I said, I'm guessing just around the receivers here. But once I shot it fast and all that gas was just coming back through there, it was just blowing out the dust cover here, so I didn't get nothing back to my face. I felt nothing in my eyes, wasn't feeling nothing while I was breathing. But like I said, this does have the Superlative Arms piston system in it, and this does have the Century manufacturing charging handle back here. So it does a lot to help stop that gas coming back through it. So sound-wise, as you would expect, the 10 is a little bit louder than the 16, even being tuned, but still, it had a nice deep tone to it. Gas coming back to my face with all three guns. The untuned 16 was definitely by far the worst. The tuned 16 was by far the best. And then this right here, gas wise, I felt nothing because of how it's set up. So I would say gas wise, I actually like this better than the 16. Sound wise, I like the 16 better than the 10. Now we're talking with Griffin Arms. This can is rated for full auto, but it is titanium, so it does have a limit of the temperature. Try to keep this thing below 800 degrees, and I found right around 2.5 to 3 mags is going to put you 800, sometimes just a little bit more depending on the barrel length. So shoot it, have fun with it, but don't abuse it because it's titanium. Now the ports, you can see they are working. It is helping to eliminate some of that gas coming back through the system. But one thing I have noticed, depending on which way the sun is coming in, it can be a distraction. You are seeing a little bit of sparks coming out during the daytime. We're going to shoot it a little, once it gets a little bit darker, we're going to shoot it again, see what type of sparks we're getting at nighttime. It was really sparky, but the more we've shot it, the less sparks I'm noticing. They said that it has some of the titanium dust inside when I first had it. They can't clean it all out, so they said by shooting it, we clean some of it out, and it will get better as we go. But back to the gas when it comes out, sometimes, like I can be shooting right here and the sun's coming in here, and when I spin over and I shoot real fast, when you get a nice little cloud out there, it seems like the sun's hitting that gas right at the right angle and kind of kind of whites it out there for a split second until the gas disappears. So I don't know if that would just be the ammo issue you could swap up to get a cleaner burning ammo. Right now we're just shooting cheap stuff because we're shooting in the dirt here. But like I said, depending on what time you're shooting and the angle of sun, it can blind you out there for a second. So it's just something I noticed, so I wanted to point it out to you guys. So when you get it and you see this nice little cloud when the sun's hitting just right about 4 o'clock, you're like, whoa, I can't see nothing. Yeah, it does that for a split second. Some of the ammo is worse than other, so maybe if you can get a hot, clean, burning ammo, you won't notice it as bad. But there she is on 3 ARs and a Tavor. We do have 2 rimfire rifles we're going to shoot it on, 22 WMR, 17 HMR. I want to see how this thing performs. Like I said, being a lightweight can, never know. I might end up hunting with it a few times with it. Now, we are going to let it get a little bit darker outside. We're going to shoot it, try to capture exactly what type of sparking we're getting out with low light. We'll use a 10-inch barrel. I figure this here will probably be the worst case scenario that I'll put it on. I don't think I'll run it on anything shorter of a shorter barrel than this, but we'll shoot it on that here in a little bit once it gets a little bit darker and let you see some footage of that. Now, before we shoot a couple of these Magnum rimfire cartridges through the Smokey, I want to give a huge thank you to our guys over at Hanson Brothers. If you need suppressors, suppressor accessories, definitely hit those guys up. Right now, they're still running the code Suppress Nation to save you 5% off your order. If you're here in Virginia, suppressors, gun transfers, they do it all for you. They make the NFA process so simple. But definitely hit those guys up over at Hanson Brothers and let them know Suppress Nation sent you. Now, 2 other calibers we want to shoot out here today is the 22 WMR and the 17 HMR. So up first, we got the 22 WMR with the Bear Creek Arsenal 202. And we are shooting a CCI Maxi Mags. So here we go with the Smokey on the end. Oh. So still just made it all the way to the last round too. I'll probably drop this video before the 202 video, but we have found that this gun, if you run a flow-through can through it, it will run 100% so far from what we're seeing with the Maxi Mags. But if you run it with a can that has higher back pressure, the bolt speed actually is faster than the mag can feed it, so you run into issues. With this suppressor right here, it seems that the gas is stacking a little bit, and by the end, even shooting it slow like that, you can see that it's still outrunning it. So as long as you're shooting it slow, time after time, then it doesn't stack the gas. But if you shoot it pop, 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 by the end of the 9 rounds, it's kind of stacked up a little bit, and it's just enough to where, I mean, it's just barely outrunning it, and it's hitting right here on the bullet. So the bolt's just going too fast. I have not found a remedy for it yet. We're trying to find somebody that can make some special springs for them. You need a more higher recoil spring in this. The normal 22 springs don't work. I've already ordered some. It does not work. But spoiler alert for that video, there's only 1 can that I've had so far that does work 100% with this. As you can see, we just done 8 rounds right there, and by the 8th round, it was just a little too much gas, but sounded really good. Now we got the Savage FES-R and 17 HMR. This thing has been an awesome little varmint gun. Becoming one of my favorite guns to shoot. So let's put 1 round down range and see how this sounds. And now we got the Smokey on the end. That's nice. So all the noise is down range, and it's just like a little snap down range there, but everything up here at the shooter is so pleasant. She's definitely a cool suppressor for all the Magnum rimfire rounds, but there she is, the Griffin Arm Smokey. I do appreciate everybody watching. God bless.